Jaime, we good?
Yes.
Where's the 10? Learning all day. Okay, Rabotai, Boker Oro Mevorach, Bekiim Bahalacha, the Viko Mizrahi edition, dedicated by his sons, Refuah Shelema Haim ben Mazal, Refuato Keruba Labo, Amen, Danya Koel Alav Vashum Bekiim Bahalacha 5, and today we begin day 98. If you're following inside, today we're going to begin on page 264. Now, we're in our studios here in Surfside, Florida, with all our beautiful members over here in Florida. Beruchim and Sa'im to all of them. This is the official location where we broadcast in Florida. Baruch Hashem, the great Rabbi Elmaleh and all his Talmidim are very hospitable. And Baruch Hashem, they offer us. He interrupts his shiur, the Rabbi, and he allows us to broadcast. So we're very, very appreciative. We don't take it for granted. And Baruch Hashem, he has a beautiful kahal. That being said, remember I told you yesterday you have to come every day because every day we add another condition or another prat, another fact that you didn't know the day before. So if you left the day before, so far you're holding like this. I'm making a quick review. This is where we're holding till now. You have a kuracha. Ronan asked me, where does kuracha come from? It seems a Ladino word. Kuracha is Ladino. It means the bag. So you have the kuracha of the tefilin. Tefilin is called tashmishe kodesh. And therefore, the kuracha that you put it in is considered a tashmish of the tefilin is kodesh. Take it back. Tefilin is kodesh. And therefore, the bag that you put the tefillin is called tashmish kodesh. And therefore, since it's serving the kodesh, you're not allowed to put things that are mundane in the kuracha. So, for example, if you were mazmin the kuracha, mazmin means you said, this is the shem for my tefillin. And then you put the tefillin in it. We call it azmeneh besarbe. Now that's it. It's locked in for tefillin. What can't you put into it? You cannot put, for sure, money. According to some poskim, you can't even put the sidur, because what does the sidur have to do with the tefillin? You cannot put candy. You cannot put things that are not connected to the tefillin. So yesterday we saw that Rabbi Zalman, Shlomo Zalman Auerbach wanted to say, but the mirror is different, because the mirror is for the sorech of the tefillin. So therefore, it's okay. One of the members over here came to me yesterday, Jack, and he said, Rabbi, I keep in my kuracha the compass. Now the question is, do you really need the compass in the kuracha? That's for the tefillin. Whatever direction you pray with tefillin on the tefillin, that's for the amidah. That's not for the tefillin. I understand the mirror. That's for the tefillin. You want to tell me the ink, the marker to make it black? That's the sort of tefillin. But now you want to put the compass in there? I'm not too sure. But he wasn't really looking for an answer. He was just telling me what he was doing. I said, okay, you're doing it. I did it for 50 years. Okay, you're still alive. Nothing happened to you. It worked so far. Put your compass in the kuracha. Anyway, so that's what we said yesterday. And then we said, you know what? Better not. Even though Shlomo Zalman said it's okay, we said better not to put these things in the kuracha. However, you could put it in the talet bag. Talet bag, we said for sure you have no problem. The talet bag is not considered a kodesh. The talet is not considered tashmishay de kedusha. It's tashmish. It's mitzvah, and therefore the kuracha, the big bag, is tashmishay mitzvah. Tashmishay mitzvah. You could put money, you could put candies, you could put other things in there. Okay, all this we said yesterday. That was the hadush. Now, and yesterday we saw the Taz. Just so you remember the Taz's opinion. The Taz said that even if you were azmanev etzarbe, but if you've been using it that way from the beginning. So, for example, let's say you always put your sidur in the tefillin bag. That's how you did it from the beginning. So we could assume that you made a condition, even though you didn't make a condition. But since that's the way you used it, it's built in. And we know yesterday you could make a condition that if I say hazmana and then I make tzad before I put the tefillin, I say rabotai to myself, I'm making a condition that I can use it for whatever I want. So therefore you could put the sidur in because you made a condition. Now, if you cannot put money in there, we said yesterday, because even if you make a condition, you cannot put it together, because not kavod for tefillin in the same time, even if you made a condition. So what would be permissible? You can take the tefillin out and you want to use it for something else. Okay, all that is very good. Now we get to Yutet. Yutet says a big hadush. Tashmish de tashmish en bo kedusha kelal. This is now, you heard in Shabbat, Kli Sheni. Now we're going to learn about Kli Sheni by Tashmish. Tashmish de tashmish. A tashmish of the tashmish. So I'll see you a simple case, but then we're going to get to the hadush of today. This will be simple. Let's say you have the kuracha that holds my tefillin. So the tefillin is kadosh. The kuracha itself is tashmish because it's serving the tefillin. And then the outer bag will say, tashmish is tashmish. This is holding the kuracha, which is holding the tefillin. So that was klisheni. Therefore, the outer bag, for sure, is not a problem. Tashmish, tashmish. The plastic, that's tashmish. The tashmish, therefore, it's a klishenishi. So therefore, no problem. But now the poskim want to say tremendous hadush. That's what if you didn't come today, you'd miss this hadush. Today, we don't put our tefillin in the kuracha straight. We put it, we put the tefillin in a box. So what's the tashmish of the tefillin? The box. What's the kuracha? Tashmish, the tashmish. You believe this? So now, basically, delete everything we've been saying the past week. We said till now the kuracha is kadosh. You can't put. Now we say no. All that was talking about bayamim ahim, but not bisman hazeh. Because today, since we put a box, so the box is the direct tashmish of the tefillin, and then when you're putting it in the kuracha becomes tashmish the tashmish, and there's no problem when it comes to tashmish, and therefore you can use it for money separately, and you can use it for your sidur directly, and you can use it for your mirror for sure. You could put your compass in it. Hazaku Baruch. What do you think? I was going to let him do something isud? I didn't yesterday when he came to the compass. I asked him one question. I said, "You put your tefillin in a kufsa, or in a case, and maybe in Morocco they put him directly. I don't know what the minhagim over here. Every day you have new minhagim in this place over here. So, but shoot that up. I didn't know when the Tanit was going to end yesterday. I thought they were going to do Ne'idah. I didn't know. But Baruch Hashem, the rabbis, you're lucky. The rabbi keeps the minhagim. That's the key. Don't switch one minhag. In Israel, when the Moroccans came to Israel, Chama wanted to say, there's no more Moroccans. We're in Eretz Israel, everybody follows one minhag of Maran, and therefore he wanted to strip them from all the minhagim. Came the great Rabbi Inkamohu, Rabbi Masas, Alav Shalom, and he was the chief rabbi of Yerushalayim. And he said, "What are we over here? Indians? We came from the Appalachia. We're Jewish people. We have minhagim from 500 years ago, from the Orachim HaKadosh, from before. You can't just come and tell us that we don't have minhagim." So he would fight the rabbi. And every single prat, every time Acham tried to say, "Nah, don't do it anymore. Shtuyot. Where's Shtuyot?" He'd write a whole teshuvah. Look at this here. For 500 years we're doing it. And therefore he kept it. Now today, Baruch Hashem, Achshor Dara, it changed. Today, everybody, the chief rabbis, they understand that you cannot just tell, not only the Moroccans, but the Persians and you can't just tell Yemenite, you can't just tell people, change your minhagim. Just like if somebody would come to us in our community, if the Syrians would go to Eretz Israel, and they would tell, "Hey, over here, we don't do it. We don't do it over here. We came from the jungle. We came over here. We have minhagim from Syria, from Lebanon, from Mitzrayim. These minhagim are Kodesh over here. We didn't make it up." So anyway, I asked him, I said, "When you put your tefillin in the kufsa, you put it in the kufsa?" "Yeah, put it in the kufsa." So I said, "Okay, really, it's mutar." Why? Because the kuracha now became tashmish. This tashmish. And then, now, I don't think a compass is bizayon to the tefillin. No, it's a sorich tefillah. You need to know if you're praying in the right direction. So therefore, technically, it would be mutar. So if somebody asks me today, "Rabbi, can I put not only a compass, I want to put tzedakah, let's say, or I want to put candy, things that are not bizayon. Maybe a little candy, maybe it's not bizayon, I'm not sure. But the point is, not because you're a doctor, you don't like candy, but the opposite. He likes candy. He likes candy. He likes candy. He likes candy. I got it. He likes candy. I forgot. He likes candy. I forgot what type of doctor he is. He sponsors the candy. I got it. That comes the good. There's enough goyim. There's enough goyim. Doesn't need. Okay. Tashmish is tashmish. Read halakha yoter. Tashmish is tashmish. אין בו קידושה כלל, לכן כיום שמניחים את התפילין בתוך קופסאות, today that we put the tefillin in boxes, המכסים את התיטורה והמעברתן, it covers everything, the top and the bottom, ומניחים אותם כך בתוך התיק של התפילין, and you put that in the תיק of the תפילין, נחשב תיק התפילין, תשמיש לתשמיש, ומותר להניח בתיק זה דברי חול. Look at that. You could put even secular stuff. Or Sidur, Tefillah, V'chayoseh. And this is brought down by the Hafetz Chaim. It is Perush, the Biur Halacha. Now turn the page for a minute. Not everybody agrees with this. Turn the page. V'yesh cholkim. Remember I told you yesterday? What? Somebody asked you a question. What's the answer? It depends. And you would be right again. V'yesh cholkim. She'en mo'ed kisui hakufsot. Now why? Because you remember we learned what makes the Tefillin Kodesh? Two parts. The box, of course, the box of Kodesh with the parashiyot, but it has the otiyot of Shaddai, the Dalid over there, and the Shin and the Yud. And the Shinim is on the box. So the Shinim are covered. You're right, because when you put the box, you cover the Shinim, but the Dalid's not covered. So someone to say, well, even if you have a box, but the Dalid is exposed, you don't put the Dalid in the box. And therefore, you have a problem. He says, "V'yesh holkim she'en mo'ed kisui hakufsaot." And then you have the shelyad. On the shelyad, you have the yud. You don't cover the yud. The yud is exposed. So therefore, he says, "Me'achar shekishnei siyot." Look at the parentheses. Hayud shelyad v'hadalet shel rosh enam mechusim. They are not covered bekufsaot. V'dinam kikdusha atzma. They have their own separate kedusha. ונמצא כיס התפילין תשמיש קדושה ולא תשמיש לתשמיש. So the Biur Halacha brings down the rabbi from Munkach, Menhat Elazar Munkach, and he wants to say, no, it's tashmish because of the Dalid and the Yud. So it comes out, it's a mahloket. So it's not so pashut. So what do we do? It says, ויש שכאילו בזה הפיס סברה שבינו בהלכה י"ז, שכיוון שרגילים להניח שם שאר דברים, נחשב כאילו התנו מעיקרה. So what do they want to do now? Now we're going to start to take בצירופים, בצירוף קודשא בריחו. We're going to come along and say, remember we learned yesterday the Taz? What did we say yesterday? If you behaved in a certain way and you always put stuff in there, that's like you made a condition. So since the guy who has this Quran, first of all, there's opinions that say it's tashmish to tashmish. And you could add and say that since you always did it, Mistama, it's like he made a tenai. So you could add that into the mix. He wants to say, and we're going to add a third opinion. What does the Sha'ar Ephraim say? שכל מה שעודף על מקום הנצק לתפילין, לא מכניס צורך תפילין. Which he holds that the tefillin itself is the kedusha. The straps and all that extents of the tefillin is not considered the kedusha. Not the letters, not all that thing. For example, some poskim say if the tefillin is on a chair, the ritzuot, you can sit on the same chair as the ritzuot. The ritzuot don't have the same kedusha. That's the Sha'ar Ephraim. So therefore, since you have that opinion, we have three things now. One says tashmish tashmish. And you have the Taz that says, since you always used it that way, it's like you made a condition. And the Sha'ar Ephraim that says whatever extends from the box doesn't have the same Kedusha. So you have three reasons why to be Mekil. Now I would stop over and say, therefore, Rabotai, mutarim lachem, shiruim lachem, mechorim lachem. But continue. Mikol makom, nachon lahmir. Look at that, he took it away from us. שיתנה בפירוש מעיקרה, קודם שיניח בו התפילין ראשונה, שישתמש בכיס גם לשעת דברי חול, ואז יוכל להניח שם הסידור וכיוצא בלי שום פקפוק. The best thing would be what? What do you have to be involved in this mahloket for? Make a condition. If you make a condition, beferush, then you have no problem. This is all talking about where the guy didn't make the condition. But we want to say, oh, tashmish, tashmish, and you have the Taz, Sha'ar Ephraim. What do you need to get involved in this mess? Just do very simple. When you take your kurach and you're about to tefillin before they put it in the first time, hareni matneh. What does this guy want to say?
No, that's the door.
The door?
They already opened it up.
Okay. So what do we do with him?
No, that's it.
Right the phone. Okay, so now we get into some interesting cases. Okay, go back to the 374. The great rabbi called Rabbi Eliashiv. Look at Rabbi Eliashiv, 374. The question was like this: can I take a name tag? I want to put my name tag. I want to put Rabbi Eliyahu Mansour, and I want to put, if you find this kuracha, please call me 917, etc., etc., etc. People lose things. You have to have identification or business cards. Can you put that in the kuracha itself? So Rabbi Eliashiv wanted to say two things. First of all, tashmish and tashmish. He said you're putting it in the box. He agreed with that logic. Since you're putting it in the box is the tashmish. The kuracha is tashmish. There's no problem. You could put if found. No, and then he wants to say, and even if you don't want to say that, that's considered sorech tefilin. Because, which means if you're going to lose your tefillin, you need to find them. That's not considered something that's external. That wouldn't be worse than the mirror. And therefore, we wanted to say it's necessary to keep this information inside so it's possible to retrieve the tefillin. This is similar to the ruling of Rabbi Shlomo Zalman Auerbach with the mirror and the ask, Victor.
Air tag.
What's the air tag? Oh, they're like in the luggage.
You put air tag inside the tefillin, and then you go in your body track.
Very good. It's the same thing. Right.
Nobody calling anything.
No, that's for you. That's for you. Right. That's for you to find exactly where the tefillin are. Very good.
And I would put it in there because I wouldn't want
to. I got it. So you'll know exactly where to track it.
You put the air tag to the compass. We don't get lost.
The kuracha is going to be the it's going to be a little suitcase, your kuracha. Okay.
No, but the air tag is a good item.
Air tag is a good item. Yes.
Air tag is even for yourself.
Air tag. Yes. Air tag is a good item. Today, we're in the school now. A lot of the mothers, they put the air tag in the knapsack of the kids, so they know where the kids are. And the knapsack of the kids. So when or they put it in the kid itself. So when the kid's walking home from school, they know exactly where the kid is at all times. My wife puts one in my pocket also. And I'm going to the kiddies. No, I don't believe you. But she's looking on her phone. Where is he? Okay.
But if we give such a kedusha for the tefillin shel rosh
and
with the yad,
same thing.
So we're giving more kedusha to the rosh because of that dalit.
And the yud. And the yud of the yad.
Yes, but it has higher kedusha.
Yes, it has of course it's the rosh plus the dalit, and then you have the yad. And the shinim and the shinim. Shin is covered. Shin is covered. That's why Rosh is higher than Yad. We said that's for sure.
Yeah.
But the ma'aseh, the mahloket is brought down by biur halacha. Is it tashmish to tashmish or not? Look at the 375. Some poskim rule that once the video was inserted into a plastic case, they're considered covered and therefore no problem. Next paragraph, other poskim argued. Therefore. How did those? Oh, so therefore, remember we had a question yesterday? We had a question yesterday that one of our members asked, and I said an answer yesterday, and now we're going to have to review to see if the answer was correct. Somebody said, Rav, if let's say I have a kuracha that I'm not using anymore, what to do with the old kuracha? So I told you yesterday that tefillin, put it in geniza. Why? Because I told you yesterday it's a tashmish kedusha. But today, if you say tashmish to tashmish, they put it in the garbage. So now look at the note here. According to those who consider tefillin kuracha to be tashmish to tashmish, it is permissible to discard or use tefillin together with the garbage. Look at the word garbage. According to those who consider it tashmish kedusha, it's necessary to put it in geniza. So it's mahloket. The Mishnah Berurah and Biur Halakha is safek. Is it tashmish to tashmish? But the Rabbi from Munkat says no, because it's the tzuot are exposed, the sheen and the dalet and the yud. So it's a safek. So therefore, if you have a safek, why are you going to take the kodesh and put it in the garbage? It's safek. So therefore, put it in genizah. What do you? It's not a mitzvah to put it in the garbage, by the way. You have to hedge. So he said, so he says over. However, Rosh Hashanah Oibach ruled that the kuracha is only tashmish to tashmish. Since the tefillin are first inserted into the box, therefore it's permissible to discard it. Unbelievable. This is likewise the opinion of Halakha B'Rakam David Yosef. For some reason, he writes, these poskim did not consider the stringent opinion that the Mi'ur Halacha brought that for the Minhat Elazar. He says, in truth, even Acham Ovadia ignored the stringent opinion in Yabia Omer that it's permissible to take a strap that had been used for Tefillin Shalosh and use it for Tefillin Shalyat, since the straps have the status of Tashmish Kedusha. Maran Shon noted, however, Rav Zalman did not permit this. Anyway, Pitzkei Shavuot ruled, worn out Tefillin Kuracha must be retired in Geniza. So Pitzkei Shavuot said that, based on the Mishnah Berurah. So bottom line, it's a safek. So he says at the end over here, nowadays, however, almost everyone uses the plastic cases. It's true. Kuracha is not more tashmish than tashmish. So therefore, technically, if somebody throws it in the garbage, you can't yell at the guy. Technically, it's tashmish. If he asked me what I would do, I would put in Geniza. Why? It's a fake. What's not to put it in the garbage? Just go. What does Geniza mean? Should I tell you what Geniza means? It's a bisayon. Geniza means you bring it to the shul, you leave it on the table. That's Geniza. That's the rabbi's headache. That's what I know from my shul over. What's Geniza mean? Guy comes, he leaves it on the table. What is that? Geniza. What is it? It says Safra Synagogue. Doesn't say Geniza, center of Brooklyn, New York. Leave it there. Now what? Whose headache has it become? Now I have to deal with it. It's like imagine a guy coming to the shul, leaving his recycling, bringing his cans. What is it over here? We have a box for this.
That has value.
I know that, but you can't imagine, especially before Pesach. Everybody cleans all the Geniza before Pesach. They bring bags and bags to the Bet Knesset. What am I going to do this over here? Now you're talking better. All right. That's it. Anyway, Rosh Zalman added that it's permissible to sit on a seat or bench with tefillin straps laying on it. Okay, of course, we said he holds the tefillin straps are different. Now let's continue. And this we said yesterday, Rabotai. Look at number 20. Mutar lehaniyach devrei chol bekis hanaylon ha'otif et hanartik shemunachim bo tefillin kevat shenachshav tashmish tashmish. That's for sure. The outside kuracha and the plastic, that you could put whatever you wanted, because that's tashmish to tashmish. The plastic is tashmish to tashmish. No issues when it comes to that. So that you want to put in, let's say you're traveling, when you put your phone in the bag, and you want to put, I don't know what, your wallet or your passport or whatever it may be, that for sure is okay. Now, this is a separate tefillin. תיק שמונחים בו גם וגם תפילין, אם נותנת תפילין בתוך הכיס, ותכיס תוך התיק, אז מותר ליתן בתוך תיק זה דברי חול בלא פקפוק. הוא עושה תשמיש לתשמיש. לא יסוד על הדבר. ואם נותן בתוך התיק זה התפילין עצמם, יחד עם הטלית, אפשר יהיה להקל בעת אסור לתת בתוכו דברים של חול. שכיוון שתיק זה מיוחד גם לתת שהוא נחשב דברים של חול, הווה כאילו התנה. So if you look at the note on the bottom, he says over here, many people place the tefillin kuracha inside their talit kuracha together with the talit, which we do. In the bigger one on the outside, you have the talit and you have the kuracha of the tefillin. Talit kuracha then gains the status of tashmish to tashmish. No problem. Permissible to use it for mundane items, even if someone has only one kuracha. And he uses it for both his talit and his tefillin, which is strange. We don't do that. One kuracha, use it for both? No, it means he puts his tefillin directly into the other one. So he uses it for his talit, let's say, and then the tefillin open, exposed. So he says he may use it for mundane items, since he has designated the kuracha for his talit besides his tefillin. It's like stipulating. Since you use your talit for that, it shows you that you don't only use it for your tefillin. So you have showing it's as if you stipulated, like we said from the Taz yesterday. When I'll give you the case. I have one bag. I put my talit in the bag every day. I don't have a special bag for my kurach, for tefillin. I take them together like this. I put them in like this next to each other. It's floating around in there. In the big one, it has the covers. Okay, so that already makes it easier. Right. But even if he's saying I didn't have the covers, even if you put them, let's say you folded them on themselves, and I stuck them in, since from the beginning I always use this outer bag for the talit. So that means what? I stipulated. And if I stipulate from the beginning that I want to use this bag for other things besides tefillin, it's permissible. Where did you stipulate? Every day you put the talit in there. That's not stipulating? Of course. From the first day that I bought it on menat to put my talit, which is lower, and my tefillin. But the hadush is like, since you stipulated to put your talit, that already shows you that you lowered it. Now I could put my sidur, my compass, again, money directly in, maybe tzedakah money. Maybe it's permissible because that money is the sodek mitzvah, and if we want to be mekil in such a thing, but that's such a common case. Because we don't really do that. We have the big talit and they used to go in one. See that? So in the older days, that's the way they did it. So it would be permissible. Look at the last one, Abotai. לא יניח תפילין של רבנותם יחד עם תפילין של רש"י בכיס אחד. וואי.
Didn't we say that?
Well, you said that it was more at the end.
רבותיי, you got me. Wait, we didn't finish the halakha. No. Stop it. Stop it. Now let's review. We learned from the Mekubalim that tefillin shel Rabbeinu Tam is higher than tefillin shel Rashi. Fine. And we also learned that what? That once already you have a level of tefillin of Rabbeinu Tam Kuracha. You can't put Rashi in the Rabbeinu Tam Kuracha because you're lowering the Kedusha. You're lowering putting tefillin of Rashi in Rabbeinu Tam lehavdir is like putting khol. So therefore we said you shouldn't do it. Fine. But now his question is, like me, if you go inside, I'll show you. I have one big kuracha for tefillin shel yad, for my two tefillins. I made different kurachas. This kuracha I made for Florida. I made a big tefillin kuracha. I fold my yads together. I put it on the right side of that kuracha. And my two roshes, I put it on the left side. So I open it up. I have everything in one. Hold it. Now my tefillin shel Rashi is together with the Benutam. Oh, so he says, "Lo yaniach tefillin shel Benutam yachad im tefillin shel Rashi b'kis echad." Not like I'm doing. Rabotai, be patient. Kevan shechad mehem chol, because especially according to Rav Ovadia and the Talmudists that say one of the tefillin is right and one of the tefillin is wrong, not like the Kabbalists. So therefore, I'm putting in the same kuracha, tefillin and not tefillin. Which one is the not tefillin? I don't know. But one of them is right, one of them is wrong. That's the way the Talmudists understand. If Rashi is right, Rabbeinu Tam is wrong. If Rabbeinu Tam is right, Rashi is wrong. So how could you put kedushat tefillin with something that's not kadosh at all? That's a problem. And even according to the Kabbalistim, also have a problem because Rabbeinu Tam is higher. Now I'm putting Rashi with the Rabbeinu Tam. So he says, continue Rabotai. Ulam. If you made the kiss initially for both, when I was in Jerusalem, I went to the guy in the Kuracha guy that I go to in Me'ah Sha'arim, and exactly Hazak Baruch, and I told the guy, I want you to make me a kiss for both of my tefillin. That was my kavanah from the beginning. I even showed him the size of my tefillin so he can make it exactly so it fits correctly. So I made a condition from the beginning. What do we say when you make a condition? If you make a condition, you could even put a sidur in there. You can even put other things that are not bizayon. Kol sheker, I could put tefillin, which is kadosh. But if he says, umnam, אם הכיס נעשה מתחילה להניח בו שניהם שרי, שנחשב כאילו itna. So what would be is, let's say you changed your mind. Now let's say, you know what? You said, Rabbi, I had a good idea. I want to put them all in one kuracha. Because two kurachas is difficult this way, that way. I want to put them together. No. Now you'd have to make you'd have to have a problem. Because now it's too late to make the tonight because you already used it for the benutam. Once you used it only for the benutam, you cannot switch now to put Rashi in there. But if you made a hitna, mitchila, so again, what was the benefit of coming today? The benefit of coming, you learned the hadush of tashmish. So those that are lenient, like I said, the guy Jack who put his compass in the kuracha, yesh lo amal ismoch. And the second hadush you learned is that those that take their old kuracha and put it in the garbage, yesh lo amal ismoch. Because if you hold this to tashmish, there's no kedusha to it at all. However, we said in both cases, since the Bahalacha has mesupag, better to be extra careful, to be mahmir, unless you made a condition from the beginning. And really, that's the lesson, because we're done with this subject now. The lesson, if I would tell you, is the next time you go buy your kuracha, before you put your tefillin in, make it tonight. They should put even a note for you, Rabotai, make it tonight. And what's the tonight? I reserve the right to use this for whatever I want, not only for my tefillin. Then already you're covered. You could use it for other things. You could take it out, change it, and sever. You want a berushit, a berutam together, separate.
Can you make it night to change in the future?
What do you mean to change? After you started using it? No, once.
You don't mind.
No. You locked in the rate. You locked in the rate. Once you lock in the rate, you can't change the rate on it.
make it תנאי.
After the fact.
לא, אני קניתי עכשיו, אני
כן.
אומר תנאי. אני עכשיו, נפל בדעתי לעשות ככה וככה, לא משנה.
אוקיי.
אבל אני יודע, יכול להיות בעתיד, אני אטייל, אני זה, אוציא את זה, אשים את זה.
זה התנאי. זה התנאי.
That's
This is התנאי.
the
מה חשבת שזה תנאי? זה תנאי.
כן, רגע. עכשיו אני רוצה להוציא את רש"י מרבנותיו.
מה אכפת לך לעשות את התנאי כרגיל? למה לעשות ככה? לעשות את התנאי כרגיל. הרי אני מתנה שאם אני, שגם אם אני רוצה להשתמש בזה בדברי חול, אני מותר לי. לא תגיד בפיוטר, תגיד, כן, מותר.
The big you open it on Shabbat